Uh-huh. Uh-huh.
Thanks a lot.
Howdy. Mm-hmm. For me? Thanks. So long, partner.
Howdy.
gift? Thank you. How's it going? Thanks. It's really nice.
Howdy! Wow, what a gift!
Hello. Thanks a lot.
That ball of paper. Can I have a look? I think it might be mine. No, I didn't mean to litter. I'm sorry. I dropped it out of my window in a fit of frustration earlier. Thank you. It suddenly occurred to me that I'd written a particularly beautiful sentence on this piece. I'm sure it seems strange to rifle through trash finding a single sentence. But to a writer, inspiration comes but at a moment's notice. But I couldn't remember what it was I wrote. Let me see. Shall I compare thee to a summer's day? Thou art more lovely and more temperate. No, that's awful. No one would remember that. What was I thinking? The stars glisten with the light of 1,000 lives. A diamond, an oath, a promise. This sentence, what do you think? You're too kind. When I was a child, I thought stars were like diamonds. I wrote as such, and even the teacher thought my similes were beautiful. My classmates, they didn't understand. They didn't like it at all. Perhaps. We were young at the time, after all. But I've always been in a special situation. My mother is an actor in musical theater. Due to this, she was always adorned in fine gems and jewelry, so I had seen many of them from a young age. Since coming to SandRock, I've almost spent all of my savings. As a writer, I don't have much of an income before each release. So, in order to stay here and write my books, I need an income to supplement my daily expenses, and I can't just ask my family for more money. So, my wondrous, amazing, kind builder, I have a request. For the sake of helping those in dire straits, eating nothing but the specials at the Blue Moon, could I ask you for a discount next time I need your services? You're too kind. But no, I was joking with you. Don't worry. I'm not quite at that level yet, thankfully. I'll pay you whatever you need. Well, today has been enlightening. Thank you so much for your inspiration, and also for keeping me company. But I really have to run. These articles don't write themselves, you know. Pablo seems more inspired than ever. I think he'll really stick with it this time. I mean, he's 180'd about 3 times since I met him, but this time.
Builder, your footsteps sounded heavier than usual.
and I thought you might have brought the. Huh? Oh, my science. Thank you. Your assistance has been most acceptable. You may go now. Hmm? You want to use the telescope? Yes. I was afraid of this. I've spoken with City Hall preemptively and made a formal request barring non-research personnel from using the telescope. Unfortunately, my request has been denied. I've been told, regrettably, I must be nice and share. You may use the telescope starting tomorrow, when I don't need it. I prepared this as compensation for your efforts. Now, if you don't mind.
Yeah? Uh-huh. Yeah?
Hi.
Mm-hmm. Yeah?
Huh? Hmm.
Uh-huh.
Fantastic news, newbie! You're being promoted, and your first task in your new position is to build and place a yak mill stop over by Gecko Station. Here's a diagram. Bye-bye now. Mm-hmm.
Huh?
How are you? I take it you got our letter? My, that Burgess. That child went around to everyone in town to check up on their wellness. He has such a big heart. The results he came back with, I must say, were rather shocking. 80% of those who took the survey reported that they were at least suffering some form of anxiety. Some from the gigglers, some from the state of things. So I got together with our resident expert in fun, Katori here, and, well, Katori, why don't you tell our fine builder friend here what we came up with?
It's my pleasure, Minister. I must thank you again for getting the church to support this project. See now, way I see it, the only cure to these psychological drudgery type have you do, how do you do's is one word: entertainment. Seeing as Gecko Station has recently become unoccupied, we now have the opportunity to turn a negative into a positive. I present to you sand sledding. But we won't call it that, no, too simple. We'll call it sand running. Sounds sleek and sophisticated, something the youth can identify with. Our tourism profits will quintuple overnight, and the mental health crisis, I assume, will also be resolved.
This is where you come in, builder. We need you to help us build up some of the things involved in creating such an attraction.
I've already explained our needs to Mianne. She'll be making the sand sleds. I need you to help us make the sign-in table. Here is the diagram. I drew it up myself. When you're done, please install north of the old Giegler building.
How lovely! I love it when a plan comes together. Looking forward to seeing what the two of you come up with.
Oh, hey there. I was just here putting this letter into your mailbox. On second thought, might just not. Oh, hey, shoot. I just remembered. I need to go home and lock myself in my closet. See ya.
Hey there!
Howdy!
Oh! Hmm. Oh! Yeah.
How many feathers am I holding up? Close enough. Close enough.
Only temporary.
Come on, honey. You're my favorite little birdie.
The builder is a person, our good friend. But yes, our favorite.
This photo was taken not that long ago. Mason built that water tower by the oasis. Look at how tired he is in this photo. Must have been a lot of work. People were discouraged back then. It's fortunate that Matilda and Miguel came around to inspire a bit of hope. Not only did they inspire us, but they got behind projects that promoted the conservation of nature and water. What's that phrase they're always spouting? In any case, they made sure we always had enough to drink. But the desert is still growing, and soon everything will have dried up, though I may not live to see it. People are leaving SandRock again. Only old fools like me are stubborn enough to stay. Young one, thank you for bringing this to me. It feels good to share these old stories with someone who will hear them. Please stop by if you find any more of my photos.
Did someone come in? Oh, I can see through the cracks a bit. You come to join me? One person closet, I'm afraid. You can hang out as long as you want. I'll probably be in here a while, though. Air's nice this time of year. Oh, yeah. They're still wondering about those letters, huh? Heard about that. Yeah. Well, it sure is hard to catch criminals. As you know, actually, I looked it up. Not writing your name on a letter isn't a crime. That's why I didn't get back to you. Gosh, all the evidence is pointing straight to, yeah, it does seem like I'm the lead suspect in this case. I mean, it's probably me, but what if it's not? Dang, it's hard to think inside this closet. Well, if it really is me, I'd want to be the first to know. Say, you're the best investigator we have on the force. Maybe you can solve this case. As it so happens, we are exactly where we need to be for that to happen. My house. I'll bet you could build a criminal profile on me based on my stuff. Why don't you take a look around? You might even find the secret letter I was going to give you. But don't get your hopes up too high. I hid it pretty good. Just head over to the jukebox and turn on the investigation music when you're ready. I do it myself, but, you know, closet. Nice. Can't have an investigation without the investigation music. Describe to me what you see, and I'll try to help out your investigation. Ah, one of my finest rock stacks. Note how each layer is perfectly balanced, and yet each rock supporting them is a different size and consistency. I like to think that this sculpture represents the idea that, no matter who you are, we all have a place where we can fit in and hold each other up, ideally surrounded by cool rocks. How could anyone with such a wholesome rock stack be responsible for something like nameless letter writing? Yeah, maybe it's a no-good lead. Darn, really thought we had something there. A bunch of exercise equipment. If the perpetrator has been lifting weights like this, they'd be too strong to write. They'd smash the pencil in their grip, or rip right through the paper when they tried to write. Not looking good for our investigation. Well, yeah, you might be right. Probably not really either of us to say, though. Better keep looking. That's Wilson. He's sleeping. Better not wake him up. Well, I guess if it's for the sake of the investigation, up to you. Looks like he's not talking, which makes sense. Wilson ain't no snitch. Couple boxes of rocks. Nothing to see here. Really? Don't you have hundreds of rocks in your storage boxes most of the time? I'm not judging. Obviously, I have plenty myself. You shouldn't feel bad about collecting things you like. As long as you're not hurting anyone, I think it's fine. One of my quieter works. The little one on top I balanced there with a tweezer. The delicate serenity of it all makes me less worried when I ask it to do dishes, and it never does. Oh, these? Justice gave me these. He wants me to eat more meat for protein, but I'm more of a yellow soup and lemons guy. Oh, no, I'll give them away, or eat them. I haven't decided yet, but, you know, sky's the limit. Are we getting off track? Maybe we should get back to looking for clues. All I know how to cook is yellow soup and lemons. It ain't much, but it gets me through the day. Yeah, you just take 2 parts yellow, 4 red dots, and, I don't think I know how to share recipes. You should ask Owen or Mabel about that. Well, looks like we didn't find anything. Guess I'm not the one who sent those letters after all. That's a shame. I was really rooting for you to catch me, if it was me, which is still up for debate. Whew, do you mind turning on that fan? Sweating bullets here inside this closet. Did you read the part where I signed my name? Wow, if you didn't get it from my letter, I always thought you were super cool. To be your best friend, it would be an honor. In case you didn't see, I asked Justice. He said it's okay if I have 2 best friends. And Wilson, well, he's just not the jealous type. So things are kind of just gonna be great from now on, I think. Ah.
All right, all right, all right. This looks great. You're legit, builder. And you're gonna love what we do at the Sandrunner Extravel Plaza. I guarantee it. I'll be in my museum devising plans. I'll make sure this is the best dang attraction this town has ever seen. Check your mailbox. I don't want you missing the opening ceremony.
Hmm?
Hmm? Wow.
Mm-hmm.
Thank you.
See ya.
See ya.
Wolf! Mabel! He's doing it again! That's it! I want this cat gone! Out of here right this minute! Get rid of it!
So glad you're here. You like kitty cats, don't ya? Well, our new friend Banjo here is in a bit of a pickle. See, he can't seem to stop marking territory around the ranch and everywhere in our homestead. Now my pa wants to kick him to the curb. But I know just what to do. Banjo just ain't got a place he feels like he can call his own, what with all the other animals getting their scents all over. I take it you've heard of a doghouse, yeah? Well, I got together with Hattie on the issue, and we came up with something we're calling an animal house. I've got the diagram for it right here. Can you build it up for me? Maybe this will cure Banjo's affliction, and he can safely be a pet again. Swell! In the meantime, we can keep Banjo safe at your house, at least till he's got a place of his own. Great! I'll take Banjo over right now. Oh, and before I forget, here's the diagram. Well, looky there. That there's a cat house if I ever seen one. All we can do now is hope that this improves Banjo's condition. Thanks a lot. We'll make a critter lover out of you yet. Hey, speaking of, you thinking of adopting any of the animals in town? They ain't just cute little companions. They'll go get you some cool stuff too. It's super easy. When you have a close relationship with them, they'll stick with you like family. Just build them a bed in your home. If you don't, then, well, they gotta sleep on the ground, and you ain't a monster, are you? After you adopt them, you can name them whatever you want. But take it seriously, okay? Don't be like my old man, naming me after a yak male. Oh, and take this pet whistle. Don't matter how far your little critters are. Give this a blow and they'll come running. Alright, that's about it. I ain't gonna talk your ear off no more. I'm gonna go find some cute little animals to play with.
Ah, there you are. I've recently upgraded the telescope. I've increased the aperture, allowing for an observational field 27% higher than previously achievable. In fact, the locals have been using it too. The satellite that I've been tracking, Scavenger, will be passing above SandRock around 9 p.m. tomorrow. I thought perhaps you would come and observe it with me. Remember the time. Please do not be late. Scavenger is not a synchronous satellite. It will not remain stationary. Current science has not confirmed the existence of remaining synchronous satellites.
Oh, hey, you're diving today too, huh? Hey, check this out! A mysterious black box. It doesn't have a latch or anything, and I can't break it open either. Believe me, I tried. I have to know what's inside. It's driving me crazy. The box must be holding something inside. What do you think I should do? Sure, Director Chi knows all kinds of stuff. Maybe he's even encountered one of these things before. I'll stop by the research center tomorrow around 6 p.m. You should join me if you have time. Well, I've got enough ores for today, I reckon. Be seeing you.
Wow!
Hey there! Fancy seeing you here. Hey, come check out this view. It's only right here that you can see both valleys of the canyon. But if I'm being honest, I really just came here to admire our handiwork from a different angle. You know, when I said my master Verna would be proud, actually, I'm not so sure about that. She's more into deconstructivist architecture. Oh, sorry, that's... Yeah! Deconstructivism is a design thing. You deconstruct all the rules that you're supposed to follow, then actively set out not to follow those rules. The result is usually something pretty odd looking, but neat. You know, if you're good at it.
Verna's probably one of the first architects since the old world that uses this style. And I was pretty good at it too. It's just that this bridge doesn't really need the extra bells and whistles. Know what I mean? Here's one for you. Verna used to ask us this as new apprentices. Would you rather build something really beautiful or really useful? Exactly, yes. The world being the way it is, that's what we have to be doing. Making the free cities a better place for those who need it with useful constructions. Master Verna, however, doesn't see things that way. Anyone can make something that gets the job done, she'd say. All of you are here to turn your plain ponderings of purposeless pavement piles into things of divine beauty. And though I do and always will appreciate a good alliteration, that ended up not being the path for me. Now don't get me wrong, I love superfluous geometric patterns on my buildings as much as the next gal. It's just, I couldn't stay in Atara working on vanity projects, knowing that the people I care about were here hurting. So after I finished my apprenticeship, I packed my bags, tossed all my job offers in the trash can, and bought a one-way ticket back to SandRock. My master, she's a piece of work. You know the last thing she said to me? She showed up at the train station with one of those weird little pigs of hers tucked under her arm, just to squeak out one last, "You're wasting your talent." But when I see this bridge we built, this plain old run-of-the-mill, just doing its job and nothing else, very non-deconstructivist bridge, I know in my heart that I did the right thing in coming back home. We saved SandRock, you know? This won't be our last fight, but very well could have been. It's good having you on the team. I hope you'll stay here. At least till we can turn things around for this town. Well, shucks. I didn't mean to tell you my whole life story. You probably got places to be, huh? I'll probably stick around and soak in the view a bit longer. Well, I've rested long enough. About time I headed back. That was fun. We should hang out more. Later.
did I? Oi! 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 Yeah. Yeah.
we got started without you. Hope you don't mind. So, yeah, like I was saying, I've tried everything. Drilling, heat, dropping it off the crane lift.
Yes. I don't suppose you have a steel ball on you, do you?
Oh, sure, but... What the...
Here's your bar back.
Thank you, Director. Whoa, look at all this old stuff. And there's a letter. I hope you're reading this under the light of the sun again and not still from the darkness. It's been 60 years since that event, which some people are starting to call the Day of Calamity. I hope this capsule can travel through time and show that whatever happened, there was some warmth in these dark times. Wishing you luck and a bright sun, Hicks. My Peach! It's a time capsule from the Age of Darkness! From right around the time of the first builder, Victor! What are the odds of us finding this? Wow, and everything here is preserved perfectly! What do you want to look at?
Unfortunate. Based on the approximate age of the box, I was hoping we'd find something undiscovered. These are all objects of interest, but I'm afraid none are particularly unique.
This letter has a bunch of stuff about gangs and hurting people. Director, was the Age of Darkness really that bad?
Ah, I hadn't realized you had failed your history classes. How surprising. Allow me to enlighten you. Yes. In fact, this letter is rather tame in its descriptions. In the first 50 years after the Day of Calamity, the surviving population were lucky to locate even one proper meal per day, resulting in desperate panic and constant tribe-like warfare over resources. In combination with the poor nutrition, poor hygiene, and lack of sunlight, which led to various physical ailments and illnesses, the result was the lowest average life expectancy in human history. All in all, the era is quite suboptimal for research, and I, for one, am rather glad to exist currently.
Gosh, that sounds so horrible! But at the same time, it really is amazing there were people back then like Hicks here who never lost hope. Can you imagine? If it wasn't for heroes like Hicks and Peach, we might still be underground and worrying about where our next meal might come from. Director...
Social history is not exactly an interest of mine. I suggest if you have more questions, you do your own research or someone who cares.
Sure, Director. Thanks for all your help. Wow, what a find! I knew a bit about the Age of Darkness, but this is my first time getting such a hands-on experience with history. We need to try hard to carry on the legacy of these people from the past. That gives me an idea. Say, why don't we make our own time capsule? It could be our chance to contribute our knowledge and experiences to the people of the future. Director, could you draw us out a...
No.
Fine. I mean, it's just a box. How hard could it be to come up with a design? Why don't you let me figure out what it's made of, and I'll send you a diagram as soon as possible. I knew you'd be into it. While you're working on it, I'll gather up some historical stuff we can put in there. Maybe we can provide the people of the future with something more substantial than our old pal Hicks. Anyway, once you're done, bring the box to me. Then we'll go bury it. Oh, and let's each also bring one personal item that we want to send to the future. Make sure it's something that doesn't expire. Okay, it's a plan. Catch up with you soon.
Justice, I got a situation to report. I rose this morning, put the kettle on, put in my toast, and started doing the laundry. About halfway through the wash, I realized I'd left the toast burning in the toaster.
Grams, I got a couple other cases to get through today, so if you don't mind,
All right. You used to love hearing my stories. Point is, for the life of me, I just cannot find my magnifying glass. I got reason to believe someone went and crept in through the window and snatched it. They did.
just a magnifying glass? I mean, why would anybody do that? I'm sure it'll turn up around the house. Just keep looking. You sure you ain't just misplaced it somewhere?
Misplaced it? Nerve of you whippersnappers. I ain't lost a magnifying glass yet, and I don't plan on starting now. I'm telling you, somebody glass snapped it.
Well, I mean, it's the first time I heard of a stolen magnifying glass. Oh, it must have been a real nice one, right? Jewel encrusted, solid gold, handed down for generations, so on and so forth.
Goodness, no! I've known you since you were playing yak boys and bandits and little booties. Has my family ever come across as having that kind of money? It was made by my husband. It's got sentimental value, Maurice.
Ah, come on, Grams. You know it's justice now. It has been for years.
It is rude to eavesdrop, but my ears cannot help but overhear. What an awful turn of events. But, of course, none of this ever would have happened had you purchased one of my world-renowned satchel locks. Take a look at my bag. The contents are as safe as precious gold in an Ataran vault. See this metal lock here? Huh? What the? That can't be! Where's my latch? Someone must have stolen it! Justice, quick! There's undoubtedly some treacherous fiend lurking in our midst. But why? Why would they steal the lock off my bag?
Oh, goodness! The glass snapper strikes again! And he's worked his way up to metal. Where did you lose it? Let me talk to my boy. He can make you another one. Oh, But not till we catch that thief first.
Sheriff, your authoritative presence is required.
Oh, man. Another one?
My jewelry. My back turned for naught but a second, and some lawless vagabond absconded with my rare, limited edition ring.
What? Limited edition? Not just some sewing trinket or a janky lock, but a genuine, certified, honest-to-light stolen treasure? Perhaps there is indeed something foul in the state of SandRock. Mr. Pablo, would you describe this ring as priceless?
Indeed, lawman. To an artist such as me, it is priceless. Of course, to a vendor, 5 golds tops. But you can't define value by vulgar estimations. No. To fit within my refined wardrobe, its true worth was immeasurable.
Right. Now, don't worry, folks. I think I've got it all about pieced together. Just rest assured that the Civil Corps will fulfill our duty to handle all y'all's problems, no matter how small or, well, small. But we are a little short-handed. Well, if it ain't our humble but hardy builder. Wait, don't tell me you got it lost something too. Seriously, please, don't. Phew, that's a relief. Say, we're a bit short-handed at the Civil Corps right now. City Hall is having us form a scouting party down south. Could you maybe saddle up and lend this old horse a helping hoof? Aha! Our ardent builder, always the first to step up to the plate. Thanks for giving me a hoof. Hand? Or whatever. It's your time to shine now. All you gotta do is speak with all of our, victims. See what they know. Then check out the crime scene. See what you can deduce with them keen peepers of yours. And if you don't find anything, well, it is what it is. All right, I'm off. Thanks for covering this one.
The only thing of value I've really lost in this whole ordeal is my dignity. But it's so nice of you to help me find my missing lock. Thank you for taking such time out of your busy schedule. I usually carry my bag with me when I'm popping in and out of the store, so I couldn't tell you exactly when it happened. Thinking about it now, the thread was a little loose on the buckle a few days ago. My sister mentioned it, and suggested she fix it. But now it's been lost before she got the chance. The only thing of value I've really lost in this whole ordeal is my dignity. But it's so nice of you to help me find my missing lock. Thank you for taking such time out of your busy schedule. Well, I don't really know. Do you think the thief followed me all day today? I would most certainly have noticed if he did. Maybe he has some sort of invisibility device. Oh, that dastardly crook. The only thing of value I've really lost in this whole ordeal is my dignity. But it's so nice of you to help me find my missing lock. Thank you for taking such time out of your busy schedule. Feel free to have a look at my shop. While you're there, maybe you can have a look at our new goods. As my grandma used to say, investigating crime, it's shopping time! Okay, she didn't actually say that, but... No more questions? Alright, remember to take a look at my shop. Oh, and catch the thief too, if you can.
I know you've got it where it counts, child. I can see it in your eyes. I know you'll help us track down this good-for-nothing thief. Let's see. I used the magnifying glass to help me read before going to bed. So the first thing I do when I get up is to put it in my pocket. No. Wait, I put on my reading glasses first, then get the magnifying glass from the nightstand. Then I'd get up to make breakfast. Hugo and Heidi would be up around that time. And you know what Hugo is like if he ain't got his breakfast. Big boy like that still hasn't learned to cook a grown man's meal. I swear, one of these days. Oh, I'm sorry, child, I'm talking your ear off. Anyway, the thief must have snuck in at the crack of dawn and done so quietly. I sleep light as a feather, and I didn't stir in the slightest. I know you've got it where it counts, child. I can see it in your eye. I carry it in my pocket during the day. I only set it aside on the nightstand when I go to bed. So the only place it could have possibly gotten stolen from is from my room when I was asleep. Now that I think about it, I always open the window to get some air when I sleep. That must have given the thief a way in. I'll get Hugo to make me an iron window, that's what I'll do. I know you've got it where it crime scene. Child, make sure those Civil Corps boys pay you. You've got the lingo down and everything. Well, I suppose the crime scene, that'd be my bedroom. You go right on ahead and check. Is that all? My, you young folks sure do work quickly. You sure you don't want to hear about the rest of my day? Well, all right. I put all my trust in you to catch this darn thief. Good luck.
Heidi, let me the mobile suit for a few days. I need it for research.
And what research is this specifically?
Specifically, 1. Analyze the operative efficiency of the mobile suit over various terrains. 2. Analyze the feedback efficiency of the suit while testing specific control inputs. 3. Synthesize these and other data in order to improve pilotability of the suit.
All right, I walked into that one. That's on me. So what you're saying is, you want to learn to drive it better.
Framing my research with such terminology diminishes the prestige somewhat. But yes, one could say that.
Well, Doc, I know you love that thing, but let's not forget what happened at the ribbon-cutting ceremony. You crashed the suit. That was a whole lot of hurt.
The injuries I sustained from said accident were minor and have since healed. You needn't concern yourself with...
I wasn't talking about you. The suit. Thing's all banged up now. Won't even start.
I see. Was this inoperative status in the mobile suit caused by my actions?
Well, to be fair, just us using it on the bridge is where most of the wear and tear came from. I think your little fender bender was just the straw that broke the camel's back. I mean, it looks like the front armor is damaged, and the ancillary engine is broken. On top of that, several hydraulic-powered joints are beyond stressed. I'd say it needs an overhaul to say the least. Tell you what, the city's got no plans to use the suit anytime soon. Fix her up, keep her in tip-top shape, and you can go on your little joyride. Sorry, do all the research you want. What do you think about that?
I accept. Although I will, however, need a whole host of rather complex materials to make the repairs, and to say that the Civil Corps could handle such a task would be a rather dubious claim.
Well, look who it is. When it comes to mats, why not ask our friendly neighborhood builder here to help us out? Quick, reliable, and a deft hand. There's no one better for the job. That is, if you want to do it.
Yes. The builder has proven their ability to acquire specific materials in the past. Indeed, they will be quite suited for such a task. One moment, please. Here is the list of the materials needed to repair the mobile suit based on Heidi's conclusions. I believe you will find the list comprehensive and easy to understand. Excellent. Please check the list carefully. If you're thinking of emulating Civil Core habit of misreading an indexed item and recovering an incorrect material, instead, do not do that. I moved the mobile suit to my research center for its own protection. Please take care of it after you've found all of the required materials. Good. It seems you followed my instructions to not make any mistakes. These materials will do. Good. It was no small task, but it's done. I almost hate to put the suit back into the field, as impeccable as it looks now. But alas, bound to the pursuit of knowledge, I must. Presently, your assistance is no longer required. The subsequent tasks to be completed require knowledge far beyond your area of expertise. Goodbye. You're here. Good timing. The satellite will pass overhead shortly. I've configured the telescope. I've also attached an SLR to allow direct imaging. We can take photos for further analysis. We still have some time before the satellite arrives. Let's test out the telescope first. The image quality is vastly superior, no? The clarity allows for much more precise imaging for the stars. You know, interestingly, when people believe they are wishing upon shooting stars, they are actually wishing upon rocks falling and burning up in the atmosphere. Stars do not shoot. It is a common misconception. What else do you wish to know? Perhaps an overview of the constellations? I will not peddle astrology, but I know a thing or two about astronomy. According to numerous studies, the Swan was originally a constellation that was used to guide sailors across vast distances. They could follow the movement across the skies to orient themselves. What else do you want to know about? Ah, interestingly, the scientific name for this constellation is Scalasium Major, which is a rare instance of the scientific name and the layman's name aligning. What else do you want to know about? This was the first constellation I learned of. I was 4 at the time. This was a rare instance of scientific knowledge being shared from my parents rather than my grandfather. Much like the Swan, it would help them as they were out fishing, providing a point of reference. What else do you want to know about? Interestingly, although we grouped these stars together and named constellations, they were in fact separated by tens of light years. That's enough for now. The scavengers should be here any moment. Bingo! Now! Perfect! It's a lot clearer than I thought. Take a look here. This has to be the satellite's antenna. It's completely intact. It might even be transmitting, which would make it one of the few working satellites remaining. If only we had a working receiver to downlink the scavenger's signal. Think of what we could learn. Ah, but I shouldn't be too greedy. We just installed an equatorial mount and now a camera too. It's already a huge step forward. Since we're on the subject though, let me tell you about a paper I read a few days ago. The sampling of digital control technologies of the old world. What a read. Yes, the antenna on the satellite is one such digital controller. I might have mentioned it a bit last time. Here are the details though. See, people of the old world had hundreds of thousands of satellites up there in the sky. Most of them were destroyed on the day of calamity, but a few should have survived. Now, we've lost most of the communications technology of that period. I mean, we're using wireless telegraphs while they used quantum entanglement, which I don't even have a clue what it means. It just sounds so advanced. My hobby of observing satellites and space stations is my way of trying to connect the dots. If we're able to communicate with these machines, we might be able to recover much of the lost technology. You finally understand now. Teaching is a lot of work. Thanks. You're welcome to talk to me about anything you're unsure about or interested in. I'll do my best to explain thoroughly. You know, I used to deflect from social situations, but it seems in fact that stimulating scientific conversation can be had. Interesting. It's getting quite late. Let's call it a night. I need to rest too.
Come back here, you dirty varmint!
Burgess! Are you alright? What happened?
Logan! He came out of nowhere. I couldn't stop him.
It's okay, as long as no one's hurt. Well?
The coward escaped. He's gone too far this time.
I'm afraid you're right, Sheriff. I think we need to face the truth. Logan is no longer the person we knew. He and his gang need to be brought in. For too long, we have allowed him to do whatever he liked because we respected his paw. But after the temple incident, the hijacked train, now with this water tower, it's just the last straw.
What's wrong with that boy?
Old man Howlett would have been so sad to see his boy acting such a fool.
We showed those geeglers that SandRock ain't nothing to mess with. What's a couple of podunk, two-bit crooks to brave folk like us? I say, we get a posse together and make Logan pay for what he's done.
Say no more, Minister. Civil Corps with me. Let's see if we can't track down that ne'er-do-well before the trail goes cold.
Okay.
Here now, as senior officer and guy who's been here in this town way longer than your Mr. Macho protein huffing behind, I give the orders round here. But, yeah, unsure? Do what Penn said. Let's ride.
Now, we need to get ourselves a new water tower in a hurry. Without it, our town can't easily access water from the oasis. The only solace I can find in all this mess is that at the very least, the water tower was almost empty. Our next shipment of water ought to arrive soon. But before that, where is that Commerce Commissioner?
Right behind you, Minister.
Yes. Yen, I need your guild to help our town rebuild this water tower before the next water shipment. I trust y'all can handle it?
Is the sun hot? Does sand sting? Of course we can handle it. We'll also make the new water tower absolutely, positively Logan-proof. There's just one minor thing. The inconvenient matter of the bill. Of course. I'll just put it on the tab. I'll have my builders working on it by tomorrow. Hear that, builders? Oh, drat. Where did the other one go? Go find that slacker coworker of yours and tell her to expect the job to begin first thing in the morning. Pronto!
All right, folks, let's move along then. Nothing more to see here. Let's just trust in our Civil Corps that there will be no more of these incidents.
Indeed, y'all. Rest assured that everything is going to turn out all right in the end.
Howdy. Yeah? Yeah?
I'm telling you, Logan's innocent.
What?
I know Logan. We practically grew up together. He was always the goody two-shoes. I just can't accept that he would do something like this.
Elsie, everyone saw him bomb the temple. And then the water tower, and then there's all the other stuff. I mean...
I just want to be sure. Please?
All right, what can I help you with?
See, I don't think he did this without reason. I want to take a look at his house, which is right here, and do some hands-on investigating. For the truth.
What do you need me for?
Because you're smarter than me, okay?
Don't sell yourself short, Elsie.
Oh, don't try to be nice, Mian. I'm dumber than a box of rocks. We all know it. The only way we're gonna learn all the facts is if I can get your help.
I do want to help, But I don't think we can just walk
So
in.
we're in agreement then. Hey, keep it down. You trying to get us in trouble?
Shoot.
Move along. You didn't see nothing.
I guess we're breaking into Logan's house to look for clues as to why he went off the deep end and blew up the temple.
And we're gonna prove Logan's innocent too.
Yeah, sure. Hey, why don't you join us, Elsie? I think we could use one more member of the team who's,
Oh yeah, cool, calm, collected, just like me. All right, you made your point. You're in. But I better not hear about you squealing, especially not to my pa.
Well, then, shall we? The sooner we get through this, the sooner I can fix that window.
Hunker in, you two. Spread out and look for clues.
Aren't you gonna do anything?
I already came in here a while back. I didn't find nothing. That's where y'all and them higher education brains of y'all's come in.
All right. Let's look around then. Hey, what's this?
Oh yeah, I seen everything over there. Bunch of lame junk.
No, Elsie, this is a clue.
Huh? No way.
Yes, way. Take a look. Gosh, I hardly recognize anybody in this photo. Is that Logan's pa? And that's probably his ma. How come I've never heard anything about her?
Sorry to interrupt, but how does this prove Logan's innocent?
Everything we find here is a piece of the puzzle. Every object tells a small part of a bigger story. Also, Logan is not innocent. I would really give that one a rest. However, learning the motives of everyone involved brings us closer to the truth. And there's one person in this photo who will be able to tell us all about what happened at this wedding. Exactly. Owen is here in the background of this photo. He was there. He must know more about Logan's past. Her first clue.
This photo is so old, I ain't even born yet. Hardly recognize anyone on here.
Well, I brought my camera. Why don't I start taking photos of anything we find that's interesting? I can mail copies to you guys, then later we can ask people in town about what we find. But, try to be subtle. We're not supposed to be in here. All right, let's spread out and keep looking. Oh, what a lovely picture. Looks like it was drawn by Jasmine.
Okay, now y'all are playing around. What's a kid's drawing got to do with any of this?
Well, obviously, it shows us that, I think so as well. If Jasmine was friends with Haru and Logan, I mean, they can't be that bad, right?
When you like somebody and they do something to hurt you, that makes you double mad. That's why everyone wants to bring Logan in.
I think you're right, Elsie. Can you go talk to Jasmine later? Maybe she knows something we've overlooked. Howlett? Who could that be? Precisely, no doubt. The builder deduced this from the torn photograph and the initials H and C. H for Howlett.
Or someone just asked pretty much anybody in town. Everybody knows Logan's pa's name. I thought y'all were just playing around.
Yes, of course. Anyway, why is Logan interested in medicine? Somehow I don't see him as the type to shift from monster hunter to doctor. Why did he need to consult a doctor anyway? Well, despite the indecipherable handwriting, I can decipher that Dr. Fang probably wrote this prescription. Let's ask him about it later. Hey, I know some of this stuff. Isn't this RVO's 100% organic SandRock skin cream? And is this a recipe on how to make it?
You use beauty products?
Yeah, so?
I just always thought... Never mind.
Anyway, the products here are all unique to RVO's store. I kinda wanted to make some for myself, but he said they were all trade secrets. You're telling me Logan came up with the recipes?
Course not. Logan wouldn't concern himself with such meaningless pursuits. The nerd you seek goes by the name of... You got it. But, wait, why is this important again?
It means RVO got these recipes from Haru, which means RVO might know something. The more we learn, the more tangled things become. Logan and his friends seem to be talented people, and now they're putting those talents to use in the wrong place. Let's ask RVO what he knows. I don't think he'll be able to claim these as trade secrets anymore. These small bombs are meticulously crafted. The fact that they're made from everyday objects show that whoever made them had a good understanding of chemistry. Gosh, the standard of villainy really is pretty high around these parts, huh? Based on what I've heard about Logan, something like this is too sophisticated for him to have crafted himself. He must have someone really clever working for him, or backing him. Who's someone in SandRock who does a lot of fighting? Someone who might know who's been setting Logan up with these improvised bombs. I think we better not get the Civil Corps involved just yet. We did just break and enter a crime scene. Who might know about Logan and the bomb? Yeah, he might be able to tell us more about what the bombs are made of, but this isn't quite Dr. Chi level science. Who might know about Logan and the bomb? Bingo! Penn's seen his share of fights. I'm sure he'll know where Logan's been getting his bombs from. This must be Logan's pause equipment, and Logan probably took the missing dagger. That's the only explanation that makes sense. What do you think? Well, you know, elementary and all that. I'm sure you figured that one out already, too. But thanks anyway.
Hate to get in the way of y'all's mutual back-patting, but Logan and his father were monster hunters. Of course they had fighting gear.
Monster hunters who had their weapons forged by Hugo. Look at that insignia. I'll get you a picture of the equipment later. Can you go and show it to Hugo? Maybe he can tell us more about the father-son pair. This is an action plan for the bombing of the temple. Wow, I feel we found a key clue. But why does the plan feel like it's been rejected and changed?
This is all a bunch of malarkey. Logan would never come up with no plan. And certainly not a plan with no revisions. He just does whatever his heart tells him.
Elsie, you're a genius.
Huh? I am?
This map gives us a clue about Logan's... well, it is just a map of town. I don't really see anything indicating where Logan might be now. This map gives us a clue. Exactly! I can see it now. It's the wee hours of the morning. Haru, Logan's right-hand man, is scribbling madly on this map, begging Logan to see reason. No, Haru, I'm a mean bandit guy and I do whatever I want. Logan snatches Haru's plans right out of his hands, crumples them up and throws them onto the floor. We're bombing the temple and that's that.
Hey, wait a sec. You just made all that stuff up. That'll prove a dadgum thing.
Yes, everything I just said was pure conjecture. I suppose I could be wrong about everything. I guess they could have crumpled up that map for any number of reasons. This does give me another idea, though. Logan's attitude towards the church. I think it would be worthwhile to ask some of the pastors what their view on all this is. Well, we searched everywhere, dusted every corner, and looked in every nook and cranny.
and we came up with diddly squat. It's a bunch of chicken scratch. Oh, phooey, had me going there for a second.
Well, who knows? This could be exactly the break in the case we were looking for. The bombs, the medicine, Haru and Logan's past. It's all connected somehow. I just can't figure it out yet.
What's your take on all this? I don't know, partner. I think I need to take a breather. We've been doing this investigating thing forever. Let's give Mion some time to ponder on these here photographs, and perhaps we might reconvene at a later date.
Oh, okay.
Thanks again for believing in me. Sorry I made you guys do all this. I still think Logan's a good guy, though.
I hope you're right, Elsie. I know your heart is in the right place. And hey, don't talk like it's over. Maybe there really is something more we can do. All right, gang. Check your mailboxes for updates. Let's all head home. That was exhilarating. I never thought I'd...
Hey guys, hanging out in front of Logan's old house, I see.
Quick, say something smooth.
Say the word and I'll take him out.
Oh yeah, you gotta do that. That's just one of the many things I admire about you guys. Always a keen eye for what needs to be done around here. Well, see ya.
Whew, that was a close one. Nice work. All right, let's split up, gang. I'll provide updates for everyone via the mail. Check your mailboxes.
Well, Justice always declares himself the heroic vanguard, but here you are, doing his work. Fine. I guess I'll discuss this with you instead. It was before noon. I always take my ring off when I start work. Heavy hands lack a certain finesse. I usually put my ring on the front desk. You know, barbers are essentially therapists here in small towns, and in order for me to get into that Zen mindset for head shrinking, I need to do yoga. I was upside down doing a crow pose, and when I looked up, it was gone. Well, Justice always declares himself the heroic vanguard, but here I was in my shop. I welcome customers from all over, but I never would have expected a murderer. Indeed, they killed my mood, darling. Well, Justice always Yes, just look around my shop for clues. What's it they say? The criminal always returns to the scene of the crime? Well, if that happens, do be sure to catch them this time, darling. Oh, I do hope you can help me get it back, darling. This ring is incredibly precious to me. Ruby is my birthstone. It's brought me incalculable luck and cosmic charm. I'm sure my ring will guide its way to you. It's been a beacon in these dark times.
Ah.
Oh, hey. So, did you manage to find anything useful on that case of the missing stuff? That is all rather interesting. I guess there really is a thief after all. Let's try to catch him quick. If we can find them while they're still in town, maybe we can catch ourselves a criminal and still return all the stolen goods. Kill two birds with one stone and all that. Here, let me jot down all the evidence so far. If anyone fits this here description, well, they've got to be the perpetrator. Us law-type folks, we call this, criminal profiling. Uh-huh. And, here, take a look. So, how goes it, partner? Ringing any bells? Got any ideas about the identity of our mystery bandit based on our profile? You know, that's quite an imagination you got there. We only got one bird in this town, and that's Fang's ex, the Raven. Sure, he may be a rude little fella, but he ain't no criminal. But then again, he sure could fit the description. Maybe he at least knows something. Tell you what, let's split up. I'll go tell Unsure to get the paperwork ready, and you track down X and make that overgrown canary sing. Roll out.
What up?
Hi, mister. Shiny. Shiny. Take them.
Here you go, Coco. Friend.
You're my best friend. It's a secret.
Bury it. Hide it. Ah! Come on, over here. Here.
Hi, Birdie.
Coco.
Where are you going, sweetie pie?
Coco. Stupid bird.
Oh, no, Birdie. Don't do that.
Coco.
Shiny. Shiny.
Hard work. Why do I do all the hard work around here? Why? Not good enough. Not enough.
Gimme, gimme.
Need more.
More shiny.
Trade feathers. Feathers.
One feather, one shiny.
It's a deal.
Oh, what to do?
Stupid axe. Stupid bad bird. Builder, help Birdie make friends with Coco.
Help!
You promise? You promise?
Wanna go back? X, give back shiny. Today. Tomorrow. Birdie find builder. Peekaboo.
Wait for me. Goodbye.
Ah.
Aha! Meet the new box. Same as the old box, or just as sturdy at least. Well done. I'll bet this thing would last 1,000 years, you overachiever you. I've got my stuff. Are you ready to go bury the box? Just give me your personal item and I'll put it in. Good choice. Maybe people in the future will write about this stuff in their history books. You ready to go? Let me know and we'll head out. You ready? All right, let's go. All right, this is the spot. I put our stuff inside. Mine included a few builder materials following in Hicks tradition. I also included some historical records, as well as some of the best literature we New World people have produced, including a copy of my favorite episode of Doyle Arthur. For my personal item, well, I thought it'd be good to take a picture of us together. I mean, because Well, it didn't seem fair not knowing what Hicks looked like. They should know what the two builders of SandRock looked like. Otherwise, our story doesn't mean as much. Don't you think? Here, we can use my camera. Hey, look at us! We look like pros! Oh, I guess we should write a letter too, huh? That was the most interesting part of Hicks's box. What should we write about? Ah, of course! Nature is the most valuable resource we have. Even if we could uncover all the secrets of the old world, it wouldn't mean a thing if we didn't have a place to live. I'll write about that. Okay, everything's ready. Let's give our time capsule a proper send-off. Well, that's that. I can only imagine one day there'll be other people opening up our time capsule, reading our letter, and being transported back to our time. How totally cool. I guess this is my way of telling to the world that I was here, that I existed, and I'm doing my best. Whew. Also, I put a latch on our box to make it way easier to open. Thanks again. It's so nice to have someone who shares my interests here in town. I'll let you know if I dig up anything else cool.
Hey, partner. I'm happy to say that with your help, the case of the stolen knickknacks is officially closed, and X has returned all the items to their rightful owners. The bird came by to tell me it's all a big misunderstanding. At least, that's what I think it said. All's well that ends well, I guess. Nothing matters more than that. Take her easy, Builder. Thanks again for the help.
Howdy! Did you get Mion's letter? Never mind, it's a bit of a chore. Here, check out these puppies. All the photos from yesterday. Yep, I'd probably steer clear of that mailbox of yours for today, but even if you didn't and someone did write you a letter telling you to hold up on the investigation, you'd ignore it, wouldn't ya? 'Cause we made a promise to get to the bottom of all this, didn't we? Your mission, if you choose to accept it, is to take these here photographs to the folk we talked about yesterday and find out what all they know. I'd take care of it myself, but to be honest, I can't rightly stand listening to half the folk around here for more than about a minute and a half. So the responsibility therefore lands squarely on you and your lonesome. With all this here evidence and whatnot, everybody'll have no choice but to spill the beans about what they know. At least, I assume that's how it works. So, you ready? Aha, so Mion has gotten to you, hasn't she? Look, I'll tell you what I told her, first and foremost. Don't be a weenie. Second, if you get caught, just tell him it was me who took him photographs. I'll take the fall. I don't give a whoop. Nah, you know what? Forget it. I'll just do it myself. You weenie. Well, look who it is. Yeehaw! I gotta get back to the ranch before my pa notices there ain't nobody keeping the yak mail company. Let's meet up at the Blue Moon once you've got the scoop.
You builders did a mighty fine job once again. Just in time, too. I believe our next shipment of water is scheduled to arrive tomorrow. Our town owes you two our gratitude. Commissioner, you really ought to handsomely reward these builders for their efforts.
Right. I'll add that to the tab as well.
Howdy there. Any news to report on the water tower? Well, of course, I was there at the scene of it all, as were most of us. I came out after the explosion, but by the time I knew what was going on, Logan was long gone. Howdy there. Any news to report on the water tower? Goodness, nowhere ever did you find this. You know, you don't need to be sneaking around, acting all suspicious if all you're after is information. Yes, this makes sense. Although I must admit, this shows a level of organization from Logan I can't say I was aware he might be capable of. No doubt you started to put things together since your arrival, but perhaps you'd best hear the tale in its entirety to dispel any misconceptions you might have about the whole ordeal. Not too long before you started living in SandRock, a great tragedy struck this town. Howlett, the monster hunter, and his son Logan, with whom you are already quite familiar with, ran into some trouble.